Absolutely. He was born near the ancient temple of Palmyra, and he comes from a very well-known original Palmyran family. Actually, it's a whole clan, the Asaad clan in Palmyra. And he never left Palmyra. He only went to study in Damascus, and he returned straight back to Palmyra. And he's someone who had lots of opportunity to do other things outside the city.
And you knew him and his family well?
I knew him since childhood. I can't imagine Palmyra without him. We used to go there every year, and he would take us around the ruins, show us the inscriptions, tell us the story behind every stone, show us the places he will not usually show for public. So, I truly can't imagine it without him. For us, Palmyra is him. And last time I went there, he was a bit sick. It was 5 years ago. And his son welcomed us. I was with the British delegation. We went from the Royal Academy of Art to look at the items in Palmyra to bring them here for an exhibition at the Royal Academy of Art in London. And his son took us around, showed us all the monuments and what's there in the storage, which they don't usually show to the public. His son actually was the last director of Palmyra Museum before ISIS went in.
And what makes this all the more horrific is it appears that he was held for a month by IS and it seems tortured by them so that they could get information out of him about where the valuable artifacts have been hidden, because apparently they wanted to get them to sell on, to get money for
yes,
the fighters.
One of ISIL's main incomes is selling artifacts, but they're always after the items that are not known. They have been shown in the museum because these are traceable and they don't sell for a lot of money. So somebody like him knows the whereabouts of all these hidden treasures. And I'm certain that this is why they captured him. And I think if we really want to honor him, then we should do everything we can to save the city that he devoted his life to. And that's why we know about him. It's because of Palmyra. And that means serious commitment from the international community to end the Syrian war, which is producing ISIS. ISIS would not have been able to expand to Palmyra had there not been war in Syria in the first place.
But there have been, hundreds of thousands of people displaced, who've been killed, and the international community has not been able to intervene in Syria or has not had the will to intervene in Syria. So it seems that, unfortunately, Palmyra at some point in the future could go the way of those historical sites in Iraq that have been completely destroyed by IS.
But Palmyra is in the middle of a barren desert, and the troops of ISIS moved from Raqqa to Palmyra under a sky very exposed, under a sky that is controlled by the international coalition against ISIS. That includes American warplanes, and no one hit them. No one did anything about it. The Syrian regime did not. The coalition did not. Everybody watched this happening and did nothing about it.
So you're saying that these US-led airstrikes could have actually stopped this IS takeover of Palmyra?
Absolutely, and they can save other places, but there doesn't seem to be enough desire right now to seriously end this threat of ISIL. It really takes a collaboration among all the enemies of ISIS, and that requires a solution to the Syrian crisis. It requires difficult handshakes, like Russian-American handshake, Iranian-Saudi handshake, and nobody seems to be willing to extend their hands to the other right now.
And this whole horrible killing exposes the kind of hypocrisy, if you like, and the pretense of IS, because they've filmed themselves supposedly destroying relics, and it now turns out actually they've just been sort of using replicas, and actually their real purpose is to cynically use these to fund their fight.
Absolutely. What we see, the stunts in the media of blowing up archaeological sites, these are only to outrage the world. But in reality, they're very clever people. I just did a paper about them. They think like a state. They're planning for long term. They know what they're doing. They're very comprehensive. And they are managing their PR very well. That's why we think they are, brutal, barbaric. They're backward, but actually, no, that's part of the making of their image. Underneath, there is something different.
But it must cause huge revulsion, mustn't it, all over the world, in Syria, when they've killed a man in his 80s, a Muslim, a great scholar, pioneer of Syrian archaeology, and they call themselves Islamic State.
Absolutely. No one obviously believes this. And there is a lot of shock now in Syria, especially among the middle class, and the educated people. I spoke to many people, they were like, it's coming to us. If before they used to kill maybe fighters or women from minorities,
yeah.
But now they're actually going for a Syrian middle-class Sunni and killing him. Everyone is feeling that, it's getting close, and they're pointing fingers at everyone that's taking part in this war.
Well, Dr. Rim Turkmani, thank you very much for coming to talk to us.
Thank you.